Let's take a look at Lakeside Hole 8, the square island hole. So first, let's talk about the drop zone rules. I really wish the game would explain the DZ rules somewhere, somehow, but they just changed them recently. So if you go into the water on your drive off the tee pad and you hit move to lie, it will take you to this drop zone 138 feet away. And it used to be that if you missed this attempt, let's say you went well past the island, missed the basket, and then you hit move to lie, it would take you back to that drop zone. But now it takes you to where you crossed the square island. So that was a recent change. Uh, and I know that there's one of these gimmicky rounds, I call them, where people we use the big skip bags on this hole, and it was ridiculous. And I don't know if that was part of that conversation or not, but anyway, that's the deal now. If you miss that island from the drop zone, you're placed at the edge of the island instead of put back to the drop zone again, because it's not a particularly easy drop zone. I think it's a little overly punishing for newer players, particularly 138 feet away to a small target. Obviously, I mean, if you miss, there's a good chance you're going to go in the drink. And 138 feet is probably right at the edge of the skill set for beginner players. I mean, it's makeable, but if you don't hit change or basket, you're probably taking a swim. So anyway, just be aware of that. So back to the regular course of play. Hope you never go in the water here. Couple choices probably. Historically, the Explorer was probably the disc of choice for a lot of folks. The accurate roll, bagged by a lot of people for years now. And it works well on backhand or forehand on some winds. So you can use the Explorer, and it's going to get you safely to the island and maybe even give you an ace run. So it's a good disc for the hole. But I think the disc that is a match made in heaven for this hole is the Accurate Extra Glide Warship. And I started bagging that disc just for this one hole, which seems silly, but that's the truth. And I use it now on a lot of other holes. It's a very versatile disc. But it all started with this hole. Because I mean, this thing is an ace machine on this hole, and it's almost always a safe birdie. I mean, my birdie rate went well up when I started throwing the Warship on this hole. And like I say, if you don't get the ace, 95% of the time, it's a safe birdie. Now you do have to adjust for the wind, of course. That's always the case. Here we got a strong wind out of the left, so I'm going to aim right at the basket, and I'm going to pull it down a little bit too. Um, Give it a little bit of hyzer to help out. But yeah, this disc is money on this hole. If you don't have it, you can get it. Pretty sure I think it's a 2-star on Ikigai Springs. Get you this disc now. It came out as a Nico in the Nico Team Series pack, and then once that went away, people couldn't get the disc anymore, and it was kind of unfortunate because it's a very versatile disc. But yeah, so if you don't have it, I should say too, if you don't know, the Warship fits in the mid slot. so that frees up a spot in the main bag. I normally don't bag a 7-speed, so you could, for most holes, toss that 7-speed out and use the Warship. And it gives you an extra slot for a fairway driver or distance driver if you want. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get an ace tonight on this, but I know that I have gotten a lot of aces with this disc on this hole, and I know I've gotten a very high birdie rate. This is kind of a tough wind here, a little bit of a headwind, but I'm just going to keep tossing these for a second here. Ooh, strong wind out of the left. Let's see. Ooh, that was close. There you go. Okay. That was not post-production. That was live, if you will. So I think I'm going to stop with that. All right. That's a quick look at Lakeside Hole 8. I hope you learned something, and we'll see you around the valley.